The gardens here, it's also something which you should know probably, is that Austria has the highest rate of what is it, bio vegetable production. Organic, sorry, thank you very much. Organic farmers, and it has grown very, very fast in the last 2 decades. Mentally ill people, or it was a clinic for mentally ill people, and in the 1960s a guy, Navratil, introduced some kind of therapy with his patients, and he realized that there was huge potential, huge creativity out there, and he wrote a book about art and schizophrenia. And this was so well received in the sort of art scene that quite many artists, famous artists, Austrian artists, came to booking, you know, worked with the artists, with the mentally ill people there, and they were already sort of becoming artists themselves. It was so different in their kind of structure. I mean, this booking is a kind of friend society, yeah, and a friend society, and organized voluntarily as well as with a few paid staff, but not very many.
So artists every day make here, and then yeah, it's a part of our life. And this is also my office. I'm working here, the artist is working here. So good. And here also in this gallery backwards the gallery, there is space for storing the pieces, space for framing and putting in passport too, and for photographing and also for graphic and design. So these are all workspaces right here. These workspaces are used for the museum as well as for gallery.
And this is the photographic area.
We can go through.
To the right, yeah. Pumpkin season is absolutely great, yeah. And I'm from Styria, and Styria has got one speciality, and that's pumpkin seed oil. If you get the chance to buy it, it has absolutely wonderful ingredients for salad, yeah. Pumpkin seed oil, Styrian pumpkin seed oil. The idea here was to build a palace, a huge residence, which has never been sort of finished, but we'll hear about that then obviously in the afternoon as well. And what you also probably saw of medieval kind of architecture, yeah? There are quite a few churches and in Vienna which you can see, which is still sort of in a Gothic kind of style medieval. But most of it was transformed in the Baroque period, and that had much to do with the situation, or historic situation in Vienna, because Vienna was quite threatened by the Turks twice, and when this was over, the this kind of new kind of living and sort of the problem with war has been more or less solved with negotiations. The Viennese people, especially the court, sort of moved outside the thick Vienna city walls, and that's when they pulled down quite a lot of other medieval city space and built this kind of baroque buildings. Yeah, and you can even see in churches which are still Gothic that. This is still a working abbey, and what we do is we will meet Beatrice Jaschke there, who guided us on the city walk last night, and but also Dieter Bogner, who is a very well-known Austrian museums professional. He's a consultant for many years. There's many huge projects, and one of them was the renewal of the Stift Klosterneuburg, which is one of the main tourist attractions in Lower Austria. This cathedral and the palace were thought to be a new imperial palace at some point, under the sovereignty of Charles VI. But when he died, all the plans sort of were not fulfilled, and so it's only an aid, as I said to you, what was originally or going to be built. damaging. But at the same time, because in Austria you never had this quality wine production, you always had wine at the Heuriger. And the Heurigen is a kind of, it's not a pub, it's some, you will see it, you will explore it, but it's something where